Alright, I am back in the test world here at the drill rig, and I've gone ahead and before I started recording, loaded up the drill rig with the big boy drills, the new Prototech drills, and these are pretty big. I actually had to raise the piston up a little bit just to be able to place them. So for comparison, let's check the size here. They Yeah, they're probably a good full block longer, maybe more. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, probably 2 blocks longer, maybe. Anyway, drills are ready to go. Yeah, don't remember what all else I need to set up. I'll sort it out. Oh, turn the welder on. Always turn the welder on. All right, let the test begin. Oh, and zero the programming. That's what I was forgetting. Okay, pistons on. Set up the drill group. Yes. Turn the drills on. Ooh, looks like they go pretty quick too. Didn't do inertia tensors. Definitely not mining out as smooth as the wall of smaller drills. And it is mining a little bit wider. Okay, so while that works, just a quick word: the drill walking mechanism. It's all controlled by this one programming block here. So while that works in the background, take a quick look at that and just sneak a peek at the code. So the program method is it just all it does is it startup. It runs once when the program's compiled or when the game loads up. So all I do is I get references. I search the grid for the rotors by name and just get a reference to those because it's easier to work from a reference as opposed to having to search by name every time. The main block runs every 100 cycles of game time or every 100 frames, and got an if statement. I check to see which way I'm going. If I'm going forward, if it's greater than zero, I'm going forward. Less than zero, going backwards. If all of the rotors are attached and I'm less than max depth, then it goes into if the piston is fully extended, detach the back rotors. If the piston is fully retracted, detach the front rotors. Oh, and set the piston to extend. So if the piston's fully extended, detach the back rotors, retract the piston. Otherwise, detach the front rotors and extend the piston. And else, if the back rotors are attached and the current position, the rotor is retracted, if the back rotors are not attached, I'm sorry, there's a not in front of that. If the back rotors are not attached and the piston is retracted, then attach the back rotors. If the front rotors are not attached and the piston is extended, then attach the front rotors. So essentially, if all the rotors are attached, it comes in here and makes a decision on which one to detach and which way to move the piston. If either the front or the back rotors are attached, but the others are not, then it checks to see the piston position, and if it's good, well then it attaches the remaining rotors. So that's the whole mining script right there, and a little bit of extra code to calculate the depth and output to the screen and also to the console. Okay, about 7 meters in. Let's see how we're looking so far. Not too different on stone, probably. I'm just gonna pause recording for a second and let this. Oh, something's going wrong. Oh, I had to pick the drills up to get them. I had to pick the piston up all the way to get them in, and I forgot to set the minimum depth. So the piston over retracted, or the minimum distance. So I need to set that back to 2.36 and then reverse it and get it into position. It's going to be a pain. So this script has a flaw of when it gets into this state, it tries to attach them and they go into this looking for a rotor to attach, and even though it's right there, it won't work. It won't attach to either one of them. There's a trick you can do to get it out of this. Well, one thing is just restart the game. Restart the game and it'll fix itself. I don't want to do that right now because I'm recording, so I'm going to extend the piston a little bit and turn it off. Right, okay, yep. Then I'm going to add a small head and then just drop it off. Take the other one and add a small head and then just drop it off, and that should get it out of that looking to attach state. So now I can take the piston, reverse it back in, turn it back on, and that'll get it working again. Okay, now that that little snafu is fixed, I'm gonna pause recording and just let this run because, well, yeah, everyone's seen the drill rig in the previous video. No need to waste time showing it again. I'm gonna pause recording and I'll be back when this reaches depth. All right, and we are back a few minutes later. The drill rig has reached the same 32-meter depth that I was using for the others. I did do some looking around while the thing was drilling, and I noticed one important thing. So the drill radius is a lot bigger. In fact, it's so much bigger that there's room on the side to put extra blocks while it's drilling. So you don't have that much room on the side of the regular large grid drills. You only have about half a block of clearance there. So it is removing more material for the same size of drill head. So I expect it to have a little bit more ore and stone extracted just because it's making a bigger hole, even though it's still the same 9x9 large grid block layout. So let's have a look and see how it did. So this one will be full. Yep, that one's full. Cargo 2 is full of stone. Cargo 3 is full of stone. That's the same so far as the small grid and the large grid. Cargo 4 is also full of stone. Remember, so this was the difference. Both the small grid and the large grid were cargo container number 4 was about half full. So I don't know if the drill is mining out more stone or it's just because it's got a little bit bigger area. I suspect it's a little bit bigger area is the cause. 5 is full of stone. And 6 is maybe like, what is that, 20%? 15% full of stone? So, yeah, so we got 3.5 cargo containers full of stone with the other drill rig, or both of the other drill rigs, both the small grid and the regular large grid. But the Prototech gets us about 5 and change cargo containers full of stone. But again, it is important to realize that the hole is a little bit wider because of the extra space along the side. Like the other real rigs, I'd have to turn sideways just to wiggle through here. And there's also more room down and under. So even though I stopped it at the same depth, the drills did clear out more voxel, so they mine deeper just because of the increased mining radius. However, they didn't mine out too much extra silver, so I look forward to seeing the silver. That's what we all want to know. So let's check the silver container and see how it went. Only 178K. That's a little bit disappointing because both the small grid and the large grid were 151 and 153K, I think. So the results are that we got about another 25K or about 15% more ore by using the Prototech. But I don't know how much of that is from increased efficiency of the drills versus increased size of the hole or the amount of voxel that was removed. I suspect the drill is probably about 10% more efficient, and the size of the hole was maybe like 5% larger for those little extra space around the edge of the drills. So yeah, that's it. Catch you guys later.